last night in Bourne in tough fashion, 11-5. But Chris, today is a new day. We are at home, back at Lowell Park, and it's a clean slate.
It really is. You can't take it as you want to keep the series mindset, but you can't take games like this as a thought of, okay, we need to win this one. You're just going game by game, inning by inning, pitch by pitch for this one. And for Cotuit, you're fighting to stay alive. You're on home soil at Lowell Park where you've been excelling at home all season long. So just trying to keep the ship righted.
They've got one of their 2 wins against Bourne this summer right in this building. And they're going to try to get another one here tonight against a Bourne team. It's red hot. They won their first round series against Hyannis 2-1, but Cotuit came in scorching hot themselves. They swept Wareham in their first series of the playoffs in the semis, and they beat Falmouth in extras in a deciding Game 40 to shoot them into the stratosphere of the Cape League playoffs. And now we're here, round 2. But the Kettleers need a win today or else they are going home. And they've got a guy they've relied upon a lot this season on the bump to hold that for them. Ryan Buckler is the starting pitcher today for the Kettleers.
The hometown hero, Buckler, raised in Marston's Mills, Massachusetts, just about a 10-minute drive or so from Lowell Park. Playing his college ball at Florida Atlantic. This is his second season as a Kettleer, and he has shown up when the lights are bright. Multiple seasons now with great playoff appearances for Buckler. You think back to what he did last summer in the playoffs for Cotuit, 5 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. He gets the starting nod today in a decision game. It's really the start of the game that will decide this one. 2 teams that will try to take advantage of some crooked numbers in the early innings. And for Ryan Buckler, if he can continue doing what he's done all season long, which is limiting the long ball, limiting those big run innings, he will put Cotuit up to some great success at the start of this one.
Buckler on the summer in the regular season for the Cotuit Kettleers went 27 1/3 innings, allowed 22 hits, only 5 free passes, struck out 14, and finished with an earned run average of 263. And when he came out of the bullpen for the first few outings this summer, didn't allow a single earned run, and then that propelled him into that starting spot, which he's thrived in. 5 starts this summer, 10 appearances, 27 1/3 innings pitched. And you mentioned him last year. He pitched in, I think it was Game 2 of this exact same round, the final of the West Division against Bourne, and he went 5 strong innings out of the pen. So I think you're looking for that exact same line just as a starter today.
Well, if he can get some scoreless frames to start this one, that gives his offense a chance to take an early lead. That early momentum is a pretty deciding factor at this point in the season. You look back to last night, it was Game 1 of this divisional finals. That one played at Durham Park, and Bourne won that one 11-5 over Cotuit. That was aided by getting out to an 8-0 lead early in that one. It wasn't until the top of the 5th when Cotuit found themselves in that hole that they finally put some runs across the scoreboard. Bourne really used that early momentum to capitalize and get ahead, and they never relinquished that lead. It was a comfortable game for the Bravos from there on out. So if you're Cotuit, you're looking to return the favor, get some runs across early on, let Buckler get a little comfortable up on the mound, work with a lead, and then just continue to build upon that.
That's how they won the first game of the season right here at Lowell Park. They scored 6 runs over the first 2 innings, and those were the only ones they needed to earn a victory all the way back in June against the Bourne Braves. The manager for the Kettleers, Lauren Hibbs, out to home plate to meet Scott Landers wherever he may be. Here he comes out of the dugout on the right side to meet Hibbs, his counterpart. So these two will meet for the second time in the playoffs. This is the 8th straight year that the Kettleers have made the postseason, continuing a tradition-filled program that has a league lead, 17 championships under their belt, one of the most storied teams in the Cape League in its duration, plenty of big leaguers out there, and there's a handful that I think are bound to come out of this team, and I think they'll have to shine tonight against a really good Bourne team that is going to be tough for Buckler to face off against. We said it. He's shoved this summer, and he's proved it against good lineups. But Bourne is the best team in the league hitting against right-handed pitching.
They've excelled this season from that metric. And, I mean, when you have a team full of a lot of powerful bats, those were on display last night, you got to be careful. And Buckler, he's a guy that likes to throw a strike. So just know that when you're leaving things out over the plate, you will get that contact, but then you trust your defense enough to really batten down the hatches behind you.
So Buckler will face off against the Bourne Braves order that looks pretty similar to how it did last night. Chris, how will they step up to the plate?
Leading off for Bourne today, it's Gavin Kelly. He'll be doing the catching duties. One of those few times you see a catcher batting from the leadoff spot, but he's proven it time and time again. Batting second will be Cade Lewis. Braden Holcomb bats third. Riker Waite batting from the cleanup spot. He'll be followed by Cal Sefcik and then Sebastian Mexico. The bottom third of the lineup card, Luke Costello batting seventh. He's the designated hitter. Ryan Cooney bats eighth. And John LeGrande wraps up the end cap of that lineup card.
And behind Ryan Buckler, Zanvon Schlegel in left field, Caden Bogenpole in center, Nolan Stevens in right, Cam Johnson at third, Ryan Farber at short, Luke Matthews at second, Landon Beaver at first, and doing the catching is Luke Lavin. Jack Natilli, the DH today, a quick switch up of positions after Natilli was initially the backstop in the first lineup card.
A lot of catchers in this Cotuit roster. You've had Jack Natilli, Luke Lavin, and Taggart Tyson all behind the dish in this late season, and all of them can play behind the dish. So you're really just going with who's feeling the strongest, who's got the most oomph in their arm and in their legs. And Natilli, he's been a dog all season long. He's been behind the dish quite a bit, so giving him a bit of a break behind there and letting Lavin do the catching.
And these offenses, some of the best in the Cape League. Bourne scored the second most runs in the league in the regular season with 193. Cotuit scored 185, which was the third best total in each of the two teams. Had the first and second best batting averages, 261 for Bourne, 254 for Cotuit. Two teams that can put the lumber on the baseball and just collect hit after hit. Even with the loss last night, Cotuit still scraped across 8 hits for 5 runs, but Bourne did a lot more of it, 15 hits for 11 runs. And Cotuit going to try to do it in the earlier innings, which has been a recipe for success all season for them, like we talked about earlier. And I think the keys to the game are simple. We talked about them a little bit. Need some zeros from Buckler. Need the offense to get going quickly. And you know what? We've got time. We'll talk about the Cotuit order. Some things have been shaken up, Chris.
That they have been. Some familiarity at the top of the lineup card. Camden Johnson batting first, Ryan Farber batting second. That's how it's been a majority of the season. Batting third, this is where we get the switch-up parts. Landon Beaver hitting third today. Jack Natilli bats fourth. 5, 6, and 7, Nolan Stevens, Zanvon Schlegel, and Caden Bogenpole. 8 and 9 in the lineup card, Luke Matthews, and then Luke Lavin.
So while we go to the national anthem, we will take a long look at the hype video created by our own videographer, Max April. Shout out to him and the work he's done. We will be back in a couple of minutes.
The rules have changed. There's a fine line between right and wrong. And somewhere in the shadows, they send us in to find it.
Watch it 6 actual. Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Belted. Right field. Nolan Stevens.
Third.
In time. Got him. A walk-off sacrifice fly from Sean Martinez. Swing and a miss. Peyton Manka strikes out the side. Farber gloves it. Relay to first. Beaver caught it, pulled him off the bat, but he tagged out Randall. Michael Gray here in the bottom of the 7th. Back at the wall, and it's gone! Solo shot from Ryan Farmer.
Starling's 0-2. Swing and a miss. 1-2-3 inning for Zane Starling. That's driven towards the gap in right center field. Chasing it down is Crossland. And that one's over the fence, making 3 straight games with a bomb for Jack Natilli.
You open the door, God, I'm at you annual leave. And I'm sorry, Miss Rosie Perez, I call a spade a spade. It just is what it is.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the broadcast. Thank you again to Max April for creating that incredible hype video. We're going to kick it to our late inning sideline reporter, Jaden Marine, for a little scouting report on the pitching matchup today.
Thanks, Connor. Right-hander Ryan Buckler takes the mound for Cotuit in Game 2 of this league championship series. He'll be making his 6th start of the summer. And if you were to talk to some people that are close and around the team, they're going to tell you there's no better guy they'd rather hand the ball to in an elimination game here at Lowell Park in his own hometown than Ryan Buckler. He's been so reliable for the Cats all season, sporting a 2.63 ERA in over 27 innings. Look no further than his last outing on the road against Falmouth in a final game of the regular season. Same situation for the Cats. Win or go home. He got the ball and did his job, tossing 3 scoreless innings and allowing just 1 hit to the Commodores' offense. He did issue 3 walks, which is something we're not accustomed to seeing from him, but he was still able to keep them off the board. And the Cats will likely need him to go a bit deeper into tonight's game, but if he can keep the damage from this high-powered Bourne offense to a minimum, an offense that scored 11 runs against the Cats last night, if he can do that, I think there's a really good chance we'll be watching baseball tomorrow night, fellas.
And we really hope we're calling a game tomorrow. Thank you, Jaden, for the scouting report on Buckler, the starting pitcher for the Kettleers. He will be tossing out the first pitch shortly, I would imagine. It's 3:59 local time. We did get the first pitch 4 minutes late last night, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're a little tardy today as the Cotuit defense comes out onto the field behind their guy, Ryan Buckler, the local kid.
I think we've seen the teams take the field, scheduled first pitch. I mean, it's still just a beautiful scene here in Cape Cod. It's hard to believe that this is the postseason. It's just all led up to this. 40 games in the regular season, guys getting here right after their teams wrapped up their season in college or went to Omaha even. These guys have been playing baseball since the month of January, and I'm sure many of them did not think that, August 9th they'd be playing in a deciding game to go to the Cape League Championship Series, but that's just the way baseball is. All these guys have something to prove, and there's no other setting greater than the Cape League here in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. This is just where the stars of tomorrow shine tonight, as they say, and it's evident.
What better place to have it, an elimination game, than the crown jewel itself of the Cape League? Lowell Park, I think we can say it. It's the most beautiful park in all of the Cape League. I mean, you got nothing better than this. Beautiful trees lining the outfield with plenty of fans out there as well. 2 big wooden grandstands down the first and third base lines with plenty of fans and lawn chairs down each side. The beautiful Arnold Maycock press box that we're sitting in right now, and just a great setting for baseball. I think you could talk to anyone who has stepped foot onto the premises of Lowell Park and the area surrounding it, and everyone will tell you that this place is special, and we've been thankful to call games all season here.
We really have been. It's a great place, and it's everything that it's, chalked up to be. It's a special, special ballpark. A lot of special people making this possible, much like all the other teams here on Cape. It's done all by volunteers and people who devote a lot of time and effort into Lowell Park to make this the place that it is.
The Cape League is a team effort. The Cotuit Kettleers getting everything going is a team effort, and that's what the sport of baseball is all about. All 9 coming together to try and win a game in tandem. Ryan Buckler, the starting pitcher, the local kid, will face off against Gavin Kelly, the right-handed hitting catcher, to start things off. Kelly, 3 for 5 in last night's contest with a double, scored 3 runs, drove in 3. Buckler's first pitch is called a strike at 4:02 local time here in beautiful Cotuit, Massachusetts, the Village. Nestled in Barnstable, the town that houses both Cotuit and Hyannis. Buckler in a 1-1 count with Gavin Kelly. Very slight wind, blowing out a little bit. The American flag pretty idle over there in left center. That's a strike on the outer half. It's 1-2.
And for Buckler, he'll like to work quick innings. We've seen a lot of times throughout this season. He doesn't need a lot of pitches. Looking to do the same. If he can keep this pitch count low to start this one, it sets him up for a lot of success.
That's slapped off to the right side. Foul. Stays 1-2. And when talking about his control, I look back to a start he had against Falmouth in Falmouth. Went 5 innings, 56 pitches. That's it. And it's summer ball, so you're going to get pulled with a lower pitch count more often than you would at school or if you're pitching in the minor leagues, major leagues. That's just what it is. It's a 2-2 count. The second to last pitch Buckler threw, I think, is the hardest we've seen him toss all season. Came in at 92.
He'll work that low 90s.
Usually lives 89 to 90 with the fastball. Swing and a miss. Buckler, his first punch out to get his first out of the day.
Getting the swinging strike early is important for Buckler as well. He's not a strikeout pitcher by trade. 14 punch-outs in 27 1/3 innings in the regular season. But to see him strike out the first batter he faced, this is a type of confidence that we're seeing from Ryan Buckler that, we like to see out of him when he's a starting pitcher.
He attacked Gavin Kelly with that slider. First pitch called a strike to Cade Lewis. Left-handed slugger from Wake Forest. 2 for 5, drove in 3 runs last night. He's playing first base today. 1 down in the top of the first. Inside a ball. The umpiring crew tonight, Jake Brickta at home, Jeff Merzel at first, the Cape League Umpire of the Year, and Jeffrey Kinney over at third base. Buckler, the 1-1, lined out into right field, settling and making the grab is Nolan Stevens, out number 2.
And that's a more typical Ryan Buckler out that we'll see. He likes getting that soft contact. A lot of soft line drives that you could say just to the outfielders. For Buckler, if he can get a good mix of both the punch out and that soft contact, that will be his key to success today.
He's tossed 9 pitches to get the first 2 outs. 1 via the flyout, 1 via the strikeout. Here comes Braden Holcomb. He's been a thorn in the Kettleers' side all season. He walked them off the first time they met at Doran Park in Bourne, all the way back in mid-June. 8 hits across the summer, including the playoff stats. 8 for 23, pair of doubles, 6 runs driven in. He's scored 5 as well. That's high ball number 1. Another 92-mile-an-hour fastball out of the hand of Ryan Buckler. He's letting it eat. Buckler, the right-hander from Florida Atlantic University. Gets a liner down the third base line, foul. He pitched his freshman year at Virginia Tech. Didn't see a whole lot of action, but was a staple in the Owls bullpen this past year, making 18 appearances and one midweek start. Only 4 appearances at Tech. I think he's in line for a bigger role this year after how well he's pitched on Cape. Buckler the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Couple of punchies in a 1-2-3 inning for Buckler's first inning of his first postseason start in 2025. We're going to the bottom of the first here in the West Division Finals.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
At Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
We're offering 0% for 60 months on CAT's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Here's Quinn Holt, the starter for the Bourne Braves. His first time pitching against the Cotuit Kettleers this summer. He went 8 1/3 innings with a .324 earned run average, 3 appearances, 2 starts, 9 strikeouts for the righty out of Keystone College.
6'5", 225, tall righty, looking to attack the zone early in this one, averaging just below 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. A Keystone College arm. Keystone College being the resting grounds for Brewster Whitecaps manager Jamie Shevchik. So plenty of Cape connections out here. And before he can even fire a pitch, it looks like we're going to get some pitch comm fixes.
We haven't had to talk about that for a few games. I remember pretty much 3/4 of the way through the season, we were gifted a pitch comp problem about once a game, and so always a fun moment to just joke around.
There was a period where I think we were averaging a pitch comm issue multiple times a game. It got to the point, I remember vividly, we were keeping a 3-team scoreboard, you could say. Cotuit was tied up 0-0 with an opponent, and the pitch comm was up by 3.
3 pitch comm appearances is not something you want, and even when we had Peyton Manka on, I think we talked about it for a little bit. Of course, one of the Kettleers' starting pitchers. He was out there for Game 2 of the first round against Wareham. 1-0 count to Cam Johnson, the leadoff man, going against the righty Quinn Holt. If this was the first month of the season, this would be a very unfavorable lineup to face for Quinn Holt. At one point, the Kettleers were almost all lefties, and now it's much more mixed up. Looking at it right now, there are 3 true righties in the lineup, and then you have Ryan Farber, the switch hitter, and the rest are lefties.
There was a period where Jack Natilli was the only true right-handed hitter, and Ryan Farber, who bats switch hitting, would take nearly every cut as a lefty. So there was a lot of left-handed heavy lineups for Cotuit. Now with these late-season additions, you're starting to see that even out.
Luke Matthews, who came in around the midpoint of the season, bats right-handed. Zanvon Schlegel, who played the last 10 or so games, bats right-handed. That's a called strike 1 to Cam Johnson. Then you have Jack Natilli, and Tiger Tyson, who's on the bench for today's game, is a right-handed bat. Came a little bit before Von Schlegel. Has played roughly the same amount of games. He's been platooning at the catcher position with Luke Lavin. Here comes the 3-1. That is upstairs. A leadoff walk for the Cats.
If there's one thing that will make or break a team this postseason, it's the amount of walks issued. We saw that work in Cotuit's favor in the first round of this playoffs when the Kettleers got walked a ton against Wareham in Game 1, able to walk away victorious in that one. And then you look at what happened last night. Bourne hitters were walked 9 times by Cotuit pitchers. That aided a lot of good base traffic for Bourne in their win.
That was a game last night where the Kettleers did not reach base until the 4th inning, and it was on a drop third strike. After that, the 5th inning, things started to unfold for Bourne's pitching, and Cotuit put up a 3-spot, but it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. Ryan Farber, the batter, a throw back to first. Farber last night, 1 for 4, drove in a run and a walk. Farber, the Iron Man. This is officially game 44 of his season. He played all 40 in the regular season, and he's played in every playoff game. Just a grinder.
Is he above 100 games this year? I think so. If the math is right between both parties, I think Farber's played now above 100 games of baseball this year.
He is, over at 58 games at Texas State in the spring, 44 with Cotuit, 102 games, including today's. Wow.
That is impressive.
That's how you get ready for the majors. A 1-1 count to Farber. They're looking out for Johnson over there at first. He swiped 18 bags in the regular season. The best runner on the Cotuit Kettleers. Quinn Holt has traffic early. The righty out of Keystone. That's lined on the ground. Double play ball for the second baseman. The throw in the dirt, but just in time to retire Farber. 2 down on the ground out.
4-6-3 double play. You've got a couple of guys sure-handed in the infield for Bourne. Riker Wade at short, Gavin Cooney at second. Both of them have looked incredible in the middle infield all summer long and continue to produce here in the postseason. Riker Wade, a Vandy infielder, to play that level of SEC baseball, in the infield, you have to have a great glove, and he showcases it.
He got stuck in the shuffle last season for Vandy, though, and didn't play a whole lot as a true freshman, but after the summer he's had, he is most certainly going to get a ton of at-bats after only getting 3 in 6 plate appearances with the Commodores. The 1-0 to Landon Beaver, the highest he's hit in the lineup all summer. He started off in the 7-hole in his first couple of games. He only played the last 3 regular season games and was bumped up to the 5-hole for the first game of this series, and now he's hitting 3rd. And it's well-deserved. He has been a godsend for the Cats.
He really has. A late-season addition. He didn't appear in any real games before the final week of the regular season for Cotuit. He only logged 3 game appearances before the end of the regular season.
Checked on it. It was a strike anyway. 2-2 count. Holt dropped in a 79-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Holt 9 punch-outs in 8 1/3 innings this summer. He has some strikeout stuff. That is in there. Called strike 3. He retires the first 3 in order with a double play and a strikeout. We are through 1 complete here at Lowell Park. Top of the second up next. We're scoreless.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business. same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
It is the top of the second inning. Each starting pitcher traded 1, 2, 3 frames. Ryan Buckler is back out there to face off against the middle three for the Bourne Braves. It's Riker Waite, Cal Sefcik, and Sebastian Mexico due up.
These are two squads that have a great rotation of arms, and if you're Cotuit, you're trying to keep up with Bourne. No matter really what the situation is, you look at what happened last night, the Kettleers know that Bourne and their bullpen are coming out swinging to start this round. Hyannis took the Bravos to 3 games in the first round, looking to avoid that here.
Righty-lefty against the switch hitter, Riker Waite. He had 1 hit last night, but he worked a pair of walks, drove in a run, and stole a bag, so he made his impact on the game, regardless of going 1 for 4. The switch hitter out of Vanderbilt rips one high in the air out to right field, but Stevens has it measured, looks into his glove for out number 1.
Strikeout, fly out so far for Buckler. He's doing what he does best, getting those quick outs, keeping that pitch count low. Up to 15 now. You would love to see that number be less than 15 pitches per inning if you're Buckler.
Not many guys have the capability to do that, but if there's anyone in the Cats rotation, it's him. Just mows down orders in a hurry. Guy who's not afraid to live in the zone. He's got Cal Sefcik. This is a guy that is tough to approach like that. Sefcik is a great contact hitter. He is 9 for 15 against the Cats this summer. He had a 5-hit game the last time they met in the regular season, and he had 2 more last night. So Buckler is going to have to be careful against the right fielder out of Cincinnati, Sefcik. And you can tell he's living around the edges. It's a 3-0 count.
I mean, Sefcik's a guy that had a 5-hit performance against Cotuit this regular season, just like the number on his back.
Bullseye, strike 1. Sefcik will step back in. He hit .313 in the regular season for Bourne. Had almost the same batting average with Cincy. Strike 2. Two doubles, 24 base knocks, 7 runs driven in 16 games in the regular season slate with the Braves. The 3-2 count. Low. Ball 4. Buckler, never really a guy who struggled with walks much, but he issued 3 in 3 innings in his last start, and he issues 1 here after only walking 2 through all of his appearances before the past 2.
And that's against a guy in Cal Sefcik where you're not going to try to give him anything too over the zone. You're going to want to paint the corners, and he tried to do that. Sefcik just with a great eye, patient approach in the batter's box.
And we'll do a quick check on those stats. Sefcik, .313 average in the playoffs. I did him a little dirty. He hit .400 on the dot in this regular season, and I mean, it checks out based on those numbers he's had against the Cats. A lefty against Buckler. Seb Mexico grounds into the glove of Beaver. Goes to second. Farber to first. Not in time. Mexico reaches off the force out. Sefcik out at second. There's 2 down.
You get the lead guy out for Cotuit, so you keep Bourne out of scoring position, and you keep it in the infield. That's kind of the 2 takeaways you get from that play. Bourne's still looking to get something going, get runners to second or third, really create some pressure on Buckler.
This brings us to the 7-hole. Luke Costello. What an ad he's been. We gushed about him yesterday. But this is a late season guy you don't usually see. I mean, no discredit to anyone who comes to any team late in the season as a reinforcement, but typically it's guys who come from the Valley League, maybe didn't play quite as much as their school or went to a smaller college, but Luke Costello hit .290 and played almost a full season of games over at Wake Forest, and he has done nothing but produce here, hitting .333 over the postseason after only playing 1 regular season game with Bourne. At Wake Forest, he hit 10 homers, hit 7 doubles, drove in 28 runs, and slashed .290, .394, .573 over 131 at-bats. I mean, you don't get guys that just decide to go to the Cape this late in the summer. The 1-1 is lifted high in the air just past the infield. Luke Matthews is out to get it. He makes the catch for out number 3. We are through 1.5 complete. Ryan Buckler twirling scoreless baseballs so far. We're going to the bottom of the second, no score.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Quinn Holtz out there for inning number 2 for the Bourne Braves. It's still scoreless. Much different to this point than last game where we saw the scoring get going. Actually, right at about this point, Bourne scored 3 in the home half of the second. The Kettleers come to bat in the home half of the second. Anything can happen, Chris.
What I'm thinking, Jack Natilli gets on base, then Nolan Stevens, then Zam Van Schlegel, a 3-run home run. Is that what you're telling me?
A man can dream. We will see. But if you have correctly called your shot on that, that would be pretty incredible. Natilli takes outside. He enjoyed a 2-hit day last night. He was down to the 6-hole for most of the playoffs so far, but he's back to a spot he's very familiar with, the cleanup spot. He's batting 4th, and then it's Stevens and Von Schlegel, like you said. Big cut and a miss. Natilli, an RBI double last night. He is producing more like he did in that strong beginning of July. He's hitting .333 to start the postseason.
That concludes a good regular season he had. He knows how to put barrel to ball. The swing is there. You'll see a lot of healthy hacks, but when he can connect, it just is power that you don't really see a lot of.
The 2-1 from Hold is well inside. Just barely missed him. Ball 3. And with all the power in Natilli's bat, he's had to suffer through plenty of HBPs.
13 of them in the regular season.
Just tagged up in the right-handed batter's box. The 3-1, that's high, ball 4, and they don't want to test Jack Natilli. He'll take first.
He's been hit by a pitch 5 times against Bourne this season, 1 for each regular season game that these two teams played, and the math worked itself out. He was hit in every single game, so he's definitely got a presence in the batter's box. Don't know if he's just attracting these baseballs to him like he's got a magnetic pull or what, but he's earned first base quite a few times this summer.
Could be something with pitchers just don't want to throw into his wheelhouse. It's inside to Nolan Stevens, another guy who can send a baseball rather far when he connects. He hit one of the longest homers, I think the longest this season of any Kettleer, in that 19-3 beatdown of Brewster towards the middle part of the season. He hit a 436-foot blast. One of 2 homers on the season for him. So it's all there. The 2-0. 2-1. Quinn Holt, the pitcher, has made the rounds. 3 schools, his college career. Started at Bloomsburg, and I don't know how we haven't asked Jaden about this. Our sideline reporter was quite literally on the team with him. That's lifted foul. It's 2-2.
Go Huskies.
Went 21 2/3 innings that season.
Are they on the roster together? Do you see his name?
I'm looking at the baseball reference page, and I'm not seeing any Jaden Marine here. Oh, come on. That's clipped foul.
Are we looking at the right Bloomsburg? Are there multiple Bloomsburgs?
They're in the PSAC. That is the Bloomsburg.
Huh. Think we need to ask Jaden.
I think so. So it's 2-2 to Nolan Stevens. So after Bloomsburg, he went the JUCO route to Harford Community College as he gets a check. No swing, it's 3-2. Pitched there for a year, then went to Keystone and pitched pretty well there. He's been at Keystone with Jimmy Shevchik, the Brewster manager, for a couple of years. Had a 3.12 ERA, 9 starts this past year, went 52 innings in those 9 starts, so he's a guy who can give you some length. Holt is 2-2. Swung on, chipped foul. Holt pitched earlier this summer with Greenville in the Coastal Plain League. Posted a 289 earned run average in 6 starts, 8 appearances. 21 innings pitched. And he's done the same thing for the past 3 summers. Pitches in another summer league, and then he's a late season reinforcement for a Cape League team. In 2023, he pitched for Florence in the Coastal Plain League, then went to Wareham in the back half. Last summer, he was in Trenton in the MLB Draft League, and then went to Chatham in the late season and made a couple starts. And now Greenville to Bourne, so this is his 3rd Cape League team he's pitched for. I can't imagine seeing all those different faces as that sails high. Back-to-back walks to start the frame from Quinn Holt. So the journeyman puts 2 on.
3 walks today from Holt, and it's been all 3 base runners so far for Cotuit.
Zanvon Schlegel steps in. His first cuts today. So your prediction from the top of this bottom half of the second inning is looking pretty good. Both Natilli and Stevens reached. Now Zanvon Schlegel just has to hit one over the fence. First pitch to him is outside, and Zan has been tagging the baseball this summer in 10 games, hit over 400 with Cotuit. No homers, but a handful of doubles. More of a contact guy.
We've seen him a couple of times get to a baseball early and pull one down the line, and he's got good pull side power. He's missed a home run by about 5 feet, just hit off the wall. So, I mean, hey, something up and in. He gets a good turn on it. Stranger things have happened.
He, in the game 2 of the first series against Wareham, pulled one in that exact fashion down the left field line. Foul that looked like it was going to go and be the deciding run. But he ended up just ripping one up the middle for a single, setting the table for Landon Beaver's walk-off homer. He hits one towards the pitcher, a throw to second, brings him off the bag. They call the runner out at second. Nolan Stevens is back to the dugout, but there's runners on the corners with one down.
Not quite what I was expecting, but now Cotuit has runners on the corners, and this is a good spot for the Kets. You have Caden Bogenpole in the bottom third of the lineup card, which is big because he's got such a power bat. I mean, to have him be hitting with runners in scoring position at this part in your lineup card, this is a good opportunity to really catapult yourself into the top of your lineup card with maybe some insurance.
This is where you want him, and he shoots one high foul. Bogenpole, like we just heard a fan say, that was a good cut. He's had plenty of those this summer. 3 homers in the regular season with Cotuit. Couple doubles as well. Bogenpole presents big league power in the left-handed batter's box. Takes one outside, a ball. Holt, 1-1 count to Bogenpole. Here it comes. That's a strike. Nice breaking pitch into the zone. One-two count to Bogenpole. Runners on the corners. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and missed. 2 down.
Holt with some confidence up on the mound. That was a fastball right down Broadway. Just challenged Bogenpole, and Holt won that battle. 90 miles per hour out of his hand.
In steps Luke Matthews, who has been a producer at the bottom of the order. He's been pretty good at that 8 spot. 2 hit games in every playoff game to this point for Luke Matthews.
And he continues to drive in runs. Didn't have any ribbies in the game yesterday against Bourne, but against Wareham, he was racking up those RBIs. Had a total of 3 across the 2 games.
The 1-0 pitch. Checked on outside, a strike. Runners on the corners still. If you're Cotuit, you got to bring home one of these guys to get some early run support for Ryan Buckler. Here comes the 1-1. Matthews tags one off the glove of the pitcher. Charging is the second baseman, Cooney, and he gets there in time. No runs scored for Jack Natilli, and it holds scoreless going into the top of the 3rd. Still, no one has struck first here in the West Division Finals, Game 2.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
It's the top of the third. Still no hits between these two teams. Ryan Buckler out for his third frame of work. He has been spectacular so far. Walked one, but has 2 strikeouts through 2.
He's looked in command up on the bump. The 2 swinging strikeouts in the first inning set him up with a lot of confidence going into this matchup. Then was able to get some good help from his defense the last inning. A nice force out, a couple of pop outs. Really just leaving it up to the guys to make routine plays, and that's what you want to do as a pitcher.
He's been doing it, just giving his defense a chance time and time again. Buckler faces Ryan Cooney, the 8-hole hitter. It's low. Then it's John LeGrande and Gavin Kelly. 1-0 count to Cooney, who had struggled against Cotuit in the regular season, but picked up 3 hits last night. One of them a double. Cooney, a second baseman out of Oregon, was a frequent starter at second base on a great Oregon Ducks team this year.
They really were. Pat Kilkenny Park was the place to be in Eugene. Ended up hosting a regional. Ultimately falling to the lower-seeded Cal Poly Slow, but the Ducks had a good year.
Shout out to San Luis Obispo. Nice little town.
It's their mascot.
Jeez, I'm trying to think of the logo. But
You
it's
got
just,
it.
It's just the... Oh, man. I should know because I went there like a year and a half ago. Oh man,
I think
don't know.
their logo doesn't have the
I know
mascot.
it's just CP,
Yeah.
I think. Do you know?
The Mustangs.
Oh,
I believe.
I think you're right. The 3-2 is tight to Cooney. The second walk issued by Ryan Cooney. Ryan Buckler, excuse me. Cooney's on first.
Couple of Ryans in that battle. That's the second walk of the day from Buckler. We saw him with a bit of trouble with the free passes against Falmouth, but he's been able to work around those this late in the season. And so it's all about adapting. I mean, you're at the point in the year where you're playing with the last of the gas in your tank. The fuel level's almost on E, so you're just digging back for whatever you got left.
Strike 1 to John LeGrande. Man, this guy... Only 3 hits through every game between these two teams, including playoffs, but he's managed to really be a thorn in their side as he's going to try to leg that one out. Doesn't make it as he trips over the base. 1 down.
And for LeGrande, you're almost glad Buckler tried to make a play on it. It kicked off his glove and slowed it down enough to where the charging Luke Matthews couldn't glove it and go 2. But Cotuit getting another big out, especially in the form of LeGrande. He's such a threat on the base paths.
So John LeGrande grounds out, and Cotuit is happy about that. You do not want him on base. He had 3 stolen bags last night. Gavin Kelly up to bat his second time at the plate. He had a stolen bag last night. The West Virginia catcher struck out his first time up. The Mountaineers, another really good ball club this year. I don't know if they hosted a regional, but they were in the regionals.
I'll tell you what, if a regional's hosted in Morgantown, that would be the place to be.
The 1-1 is inside. That place can get pretty electric. Steve Sabins does a great job with that program.
You ever seen Country Roads?
Of course.
Good song.
It's a classic.
Big shout out to John Denver. He knows how to write a good tune.
Man's an artist. It's outside, 3-1. Cooney's on second. He's the only runner aboard. Corners are empty. Infield is shifted off to the left side, the pull side for Kelly. Outfield shifted in that direction as well, playing pretty far in. That is just high. Second walk of the inning allowed by Buckler.
Up to 3 so far today. The only silver lining is, you haven't given up a hit yet. The only base runners have been walks. The problem is when you start getting multiple guys on base at the same time, you need to recollect yourself, regroup, and that's all Tim O'Connor's going out to talk things over with Buckler, the pitching coach for Cotuit. This is just a little check saying, hey, we're good. We've got an out. We've got forces in third, second, and first. Just keep doing what you've been doing today, which is throwing strikes.
His next bet will be Cade Lewis. A chat on the hill with Ryan Buckler. Runners on first and second, and this is kind of what things looked like towards the end of his last start, although I think he was just pulled to save him for the playoffs after only 3 innings, and he's at 2 1/3 so far with a double play ball in order if one gets rolled to second or short.
No one warming up in Cotuit's bullpen, so you're absolutely right, partner. This is going to be Buckler's game to control. Still hasn't eclipsed 40 pitches yet either.
He can work deep. Has given the Kettleers a couple of 5-inning starts this summer. Regardless of how long they are, they're typically pretty quick. It is 1-0 to Cade Lewis, who flew out his first time up. Checks on one. It was on the corner. Playoff game 2. Today sponsored by Reader's Hardwood Supply. Harwich and Wadey are facing off right now as well. They're tied up 1-1 in the top of the 4th. Despite the scores in that one, it's moving at a swifter pace.
Only 2 hits today for either squad. The Harwich Mariners manufacturing a run. Red Sox going a different route, getting a solo shot.
Buckler's 1-2. Clipped foul. Ball and 2 strikes still. Buckler dropped the hammer on that one, but Lewis still got a piece. Cats have to win this one, or else they're going home. The 1-2. Outside, it's a good spot, but just a touch off the plate. Jake Brickta calling the balls and strikes. Braden Holcomb is on deck after Cade Lewis. Swing and a miss. Lewis down swinging, and Buckler's third punch-out of the day.
That's how you respond. Bouncing back after walking 2 guys on base. You continue to pound the zone, get a very dangerous Cade Lewis out via punch-out swinging, setting yourself up for success. This is Holcomb, a guy he's already struck out today.
Righty-righty for Braden Holcomb. Struck out in his only plate appearance. He was 1 for 3 with a double last night. Pinch hit 4 late in the game. After that one was out of hand. Bourne had the Kets number last night. They won 11-5. But you still take positives from it. Holcomb lines one into intermediate center. Bogenpol makes the grab for out number 3. So Buckler works out of trouble. We are through 2.5 complete, going to the bottom of the third. Still scoreless.
Hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
It's 9-1-2 due up for the Kettleers against Quinn Holt. In his third inning of work, still hasn't allowed a run, but he's allowed a trio of walks to this point to the Kettleers. Scoreless in Game 2 of the West Division Final here on Cape League TV. Chris Albright on my right. I'm Connor Shue. As we said earlier, calling the balls and strikes. I think we should keep that one going.
I like it. I'm excited to call balls and strikes for the second half of this game.
Chris will take the play-by-play in the bottom half of the fifth, as we usually do. Luke Lavin, the first batter, taking his first cuts. Hitless in the playoffs to this point.
Can you call the balls and strikes this at bat? Try to beat Jake Brichta.
Okay. Holt, that's a strike.
1 for 1.
Well, we might get into muddy waters with this one. We'll see. So, 0-1. Holt to Lavin. Here comes the 0-1. That's a ball. That's an easier one.
What gave it away? The bounce before home plate or the kick off the catcher's chest protector?
Yeah, I don't know. Just my eye. Here comes the 1-1. Ball. Oh, man.
You're 3 for 3 so far.
See, that was a borderline pitch, but it was just off the plate. Good call by Jake Brichta. It's 2-1. Holt comes home to Lavin. Outside a ball. 3-1 count to Lavin, who hasn't hit that well this summer, but he's worked walks, and that's been his big strength at the plate. Here comes the 3-1. That's a strike flipped high off to the left. It's a 3-2 count. We're 5 for 5.
During the regular season, Lavin able to work 9 bases on balls in 64 plate appearances. He's got a great eye at the plate.
Payoff pitch is flipped to the same spot. I don't think I need to throw out that that's a strike.
Yeah, I think we're good. We'll give it to you, though. Is that 6 for 6?
I think so. Holt to Lavin. The pitch, inside a ball. And Luke Lavin works a full count walk.
It's that eye at the plate that he's just so successful with. He's able to really keep a good command of the zone. And when you're a catcher, that's typically what will happen. You see a lot of catchers with great eyes at the plate just because they're the ones around the zone all day long.
So Luke Lavin watches a few go by. Now it's Cam Johnson batting with a runner on. He led off with a walk.
And I'd like to add, partner, you did a good job calling the balls and strikes that at bat.
Could I umpire?
I think you could.
Thanks, Chris. The pitch, just a touch high. Ball 1 to Johnson. Worked to lead off walk, but got doubled up at second. Camden Johnson, the third baseman, initially a shocker with Wichita State. Now he's going to Oklahoma, well inside. Johnson enjoyed a really good summer. 292 average. Played all but one game. So the duo of him and Farber have been patrolling typically third base and shortstop, excuse me, for plenty of this season, as that's sent high and deep into right field. Giving it a look is Sefcik. That's over the fence. Johnson starts out the scoring with his first homer of the postseason. 2-0 Cats. Cam Johnson has had plenty of extra base hits this year, but none as impactful as that one. Gets the Cats up 2-0 here in the third. That's that early inning scoring you're looking for.
It wasn't just his first home run of the postseason, it was his first home run of the season for Cotuit. Led the Cape League in hits in the regular season, none of them clearing the fence. Here we are in the playoffs. No time bigger than this. A winner-go-home situation for the Kettleers, and Johnson deposits one over the right field fence.
Farber slashes one out to left field. Stepping in to make the grab is Sebastian Mexico for out number one, but the damage has been done on Quinn Holt. Cam Johnson goes big fly out to right field. That one looked pretty good off the bat.
It was a skyscraper. It got high. Really good swing from Johnson. You'll see that a lot from lefties. Just a nice, beautiful swing to get out of the batter's box, and he was able to get underneath that ball enough to send it high, catch the jet stream, and clear the fence.
Here's another lefty with a sweet swing. Landon Beaver hit a homer to a similar spot, the walk-off over Wareham to secure that series a few days ago. The step in the delivery slashed into the Bourne dugout. So it's 1-1 to Beaver, who we talked about Luke Costello over on the Bourne side. The equivalent for the Kettleers is Landon Beaver. He was red hot in the Valley League earlier this summer. In 28 games, he hit 13 homers, 8 doubles, drove in 45 runs, had 35 hits, and he slashed 354, 455, and get this, an 828 slug. Woof.
Man, oh man.
And in 3 regular season games with Cotuit, he's slashed 400, 538, 500, and added a handful more hits here in the postseason.
In the first round of the playoffs for Cotuit, Beaver went 3 for 10. One of those, a walk-off home run to send Cotuit to this division final round.
He's hitting .313 across the postseason now. Had 2 hits last night. Just mashes. And he only got 61 at-bats at UAB in the spring, but I mean, if that number doesn't go up considerably to a full season's diet of at-bats, I think we're going to have a riot here in the broadcast booth.
We 100% will.
Called strike 3. And that is the third strikeout for Quinn Holt, his second looking.
I mean, not to harp on it, partner, but we're big Beaver believers up here.
Believers?
Not quite that. I wouldn't classify myself as one of those.
You're not a Justin Bieber guy?
No, not really. Maybe if I'm feeling nostalgic, I'll listen to Baby, but that's about it.
First pitch ball to Jack Natilli. So it's 1-0 to Natilli, the designated hitter today for the Cats batting cleanup. He walked his first time up. Made it all the way to third, but no one brought him home. It's 2-0 to Natili. Led the Kets in home runs in the regular season with 6, drove in 24 runs. Has a violent swing. And when he connects with it, and we've said it earlier, he can send it as far as anyone. It's just that power part of the lineup. Beaver, Natili, Stevens, 3 guys who can mash one at any point. And then Von Schlegel at the 6 hole can hit well for contact. And then you get back to the power bats in the 7 hole with Caden Bogenpool.
That's one of the things about Cotuit's lineup, especially great to see this late in the season, is it's a consistent lineup card. There's threats throughout, all with their own strengths.
It is a 3-2 count from Holt to Natili. The Cincinnati backstop will re-enter the box. We're about an hour through. In the bottom of the third, 2-0 Cotuit. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Natili.
5 thrown by the day by Quinn Holt. Cotuit just continuing to have a good approach, good discipline in the box, not needing to chase a whole lot. And for Jack Natili to see him be working these full count walks shows a lot of discipline and growth for himself throughout this summer. He did finish with the team lead in strikeouts on the season for Cotuit, but just to be able to really hone it in this postseason has been great for him.
First pitch to Nolan Stevens is a ball. He followed Jack Natili's walk back in the second with a walk of his own. Stevens hit about .230 in the regular season. Was another one of those guys who's been here the whole way. Him, Natili, Farber, and Johnson. And you can kind of count Lavin in there as well. He showed up, I think it was, game 5 or 6? Roughly, it was in that first week or 2 of the season. The pitch, high and inside, 3-0. Holt's having trouble commanding the zone. 62 pitches, 28 strikes. He's labored, trying to get through 3 complete. The 3-0. That's high. Ball 4, walk number 6, issued by Holt. So Natili and Stevens go back-to-back with the walks 2 straight times, and here comes the manager, Scott Landers. You think a pitching change is probably in order here soon.
Looks like Bourne's getting an arm up and warming in the bullpen. Just a fireman guy at this point, someone that can eat up a lot of innings. You want to keep your arms as healthy as you can here in the postseason, just because it's going to come down to every arm as this series progresses.
Holt's still alive up there on the mound. I think they at least let him get through the third. Doesn't get much easier against Zan Von Schlegel, though. We've talked about how good he was in the regular season for the Kettleers. Has cooled off a touch in the postseason, only 1 hit to this point, but he's still a guy who can get hot at any time. First pitch to him is low. Kelly doing a great job of making plenty of good stops in his catcher position. He's a bit of a utility guy back there. Can play the outfield, second base, as well as catcher. 1-0. Clipped straight back, foul. Great crowd on hand. And it's expected. It's playoff baseball here. This is the most full I've seen each grandstand. And honestly, probably the most people I've seen across the outfield wall. On the 3rd of July, we did not play a home game on the 4th. On the 3rd of July, though, it was similar to this, but not quite as packed.
I feel like the outfield, we haven't seen this many people out there. I'm confident in saying that one, partner.
I mean, there's people from foul pole to foul pole. It's flared foul, 1 and 2. And you can't quite go foul pole to foul pole with the bullpens being nestled next to each one, but the crowd has gotten as close to that as they possibly can. It's pretty impressive. Just a great day for baseball, too. It's mid-70s and not a cloud in the sky. This is a spotless day in Cotuit. Hard on the ground to third, gloved and thrown in time by Holcomb to retire the side. 2 left on, but the damage was done. Cotuit got the early inning scoring they needed with a 2-run Camden Johnson blast out to right. 2-0 Cotuit leads. We're through 3 complete.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Ryan Buckler gets some insurance with a 2-run Camden Johnson homer, his first of the entire regular and postseason for him. Kettleers on top 2-0 over Bourne here in Game 2 of the West Division Finals. Ryan Buckler into his 4th inning of work will face Riker Waite, Cal Sefcik, and Sebastian Mexico. Waite flew out to right his first time up. First pitch to him hits the outside corner. Johnson was pinched in over at third. Waite is always a threat for the slow dribbler. Likes to bunt. A throwback small ball type of player. I mean, him and John LeGrande in this lineup. And I was a little confused at first when I saw Waite in the cleanup spot, just given his play style, but it worked out yesterday. That is low. 2-1.
Waite was able to cause a lot of trouble yesterday, worked a pair of walks to get himself on base, had a stolen base after he singled, then came around to score. A really fundamental baseball player. A lot of good tools for him.
He's fast. Has a nice glove over at short. Has a pretty good eye, too. Here comes the 3-1. Ball 4. Most walks in any game this season for Ryan Buckler. That's his 4th.
The walks have been there for both teams today. It's not just Buckler throwing them. It's been Holt throwing them as well. And in a point in the season where your arm is certainly feeling it, you're going to not paint the zone as much as you want, but really working through those walks is what determines the good from the great out here.
10 combined free passes between these two teams. Here's Cal Sefcik. Cracks one on the ground, charging his Farber. Hits the bag and makes the double play. Heads up baseball from the shortstop spot for Ryan Farber.
He makes it look incredibly easier than it is. That was a sharp grounder up the middle. Farber running in, noticed it took a bit of a higher hop to get to him, swiped his glove up almost like a hockey goalie. Think Patrick Waugh, just spearing that, bringing it up above his head, stepping on second, and then firing over to first in time.
First pitch strike to Sebastian Mexico. Ryan Buckler back to his usual, getting the ground ball and just letting the infield do the work. That's how he's gotten through a lot of these outings, and you don't want to harp on the pitch count, but this is pretty high for Buckler, 54 to this point, and he's only thrown 28 strikes. He's managed to work around it, though. That's all you can ask for. Still 0-2 to Mexico. And if he can get through this one cleanly, you're in a really good spot if you're Lauren Hibbs and the Cotuit Kettleers. Buckler continues to be reliable out on the mound for the Kettleers. Here comes his 0-2, just low. Got the glove point of approval from Luke Lavin. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Ryan Buckler's 4th strikeout, and he's through 4 scoreless. 2-0 Cotuit, going to the bottom of the 4th here at Lowell Park.
There's a 0 chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer. For a limited time, CAT is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance, 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too, but there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left. One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
Score is 2-0 Cotuit here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Caden Bogenpole, Luke Matthews, Luke Lavin due up in this one for the Kettleers. They're enjoying their 2-0 lead. A rematch of last year's division final. Bourne won that one at 2-1. These teams faced in the playoffs the year before as well. Bourne took that one too, so Cotuit looking for some revenge. Big swing. 1-1.
These two teams have had a lot of recent dominance in the Western Division. Bourne in particular, I mean, Scott Landers and his squad knows how to win come postseason. They've made the Cape League Championship Series now 4 straight years, looking for 5 in a row.
There's a chance there could be a repeat of last year's Bourne and Harwich. Both teams still active in the Cape League playoffs, but Cotuit looking to put a pin in that. It's 2-2 to Bogenpole. Quinn Holt is still out there in his 4th inning of work. Pitch count is way up there. He's at 72. Could just be going batter by batter at this point. 2-2 is swung on and missed. That is Holt's 4th strikeout of the evening.
And after a 32-pitch inning in the 3rd, looking to just keep that low here in this 4th inning, get some strikeouts going, get those early outs on the scoreboard as well.
Luke Matthews, probably the hottest bat Cotuit has in the playoffs. 6 hits coming into this game. First pitch to him is well high. It is 1-0. One out to Matthews, the Kent State second baseman. Hit .350. At school was one of the best hitters in the MAC. We're nearing football season, so Tuesday night action starting off soon.
Good shout, partner.
Wasn't sure how ready you'd be for that with all the West Coast football you're watching.
I like a good Maction game. See Toledo and Bowling Green meet up.
That's always a good matchup. Two teams that are near the top of the MAC in football and baseball. They're usually pretty good in both facets. Tying away. 3-1 count to Matthews. Holt, the pitcher out of Keystone, trying to work through a fourth inning. In a pretty high pitch count, he has tossed 77. The 3-1 is ripped into left field, a base hit for Luke Matthews. It was only a matter of time until he was going to get one.
Matthews has a knack for getting base knocks. Knows where to work it in the outfield, can place it pretty much anywhere. Saw a lot of free real estate down the third base line. Good swing, good contact.
He brings his batting average up to .500 for the postseason. Here comes Luke Lavin. He walked his first time up to set up the Camden Johnson home run. First pitch to him is flipped high in the air off to the parking lot. It's 0-1, and that didn't sound good. That must have hit someone's car.
Heard a ooh from the crowd.
Well, let's hope nothing too bad happened back there. We don't really have a great view. Everyone's gathering around a car.
Gulp.
You said it. Home plate umpire Jake Brichta wants to have a word with Scott Landers, and looks like a pretty animated conversation. So I think Scott Landers wanted a violation on Luke Lavin for not getting in the box in time, is at least what it sounded like. The count is 0-1. Now Holt will step off. So they're awarding, it looked like they're awarding a ball to Luke Lavin, according to home plate umpire Jake Brichta. Just put out the fingers to each side, indicating so. I think there's some confusion out there on the field. The pitch swung on and missed. 2 strikes. Looks like it'll hold 0-2. 1 down, a runner on first. Luke Matthews had a 1-out single. Pitch outside. 1-2. Lavin still searching for that first postseason knock. Was through the catcher ringer throughout the season for the Kettleers. We've seen plenty in and out as that ball got well away from Kelly. He has no clue where that is, and his pitcher, Quinn Holt, had to come in to get it. Luke Matthews safe at second.
Kicked far away from Kelly behind the dish. Immediately got up, did about a 720 trying to find that baseball.
It rolled to the other side of the batter, Luke Lavin, so that's why Kelly couldn't see it. Kevin Frady exchanging some words with somebody up there on the third base line. He was just up towards the bag. The 2-2, that is in there, called strike 3. Lavin's back to the dugout, and that is Quinn Holt's 5th K.
He's done a good job of working through some trouble. There's been a lot of traffic on the base paths in his outing. Matthews currently in scoring position, but when Holt's got a bit of a pressure on him, he's really dialed in and been in command of the zone.
Top of the order up. Camden Johnson. He's batting with a runner on. Last time he did that, he sent one into the trees. Luke Matthews is on second, setting the table for Johnson. We're in the bottom of the fourth. He lines one out to right center towards the gap. Coming in and making a diving grab is Cal Sefcik. What a play from the right fielder. Robs an RBI from Cam Johnson. We're going to the top of the fifth. It is 2-2 Cotuit. The Kettleers interns in the very popular t-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery. Cotuit in the top of the fifth. They'll let Ryan Buckler go for 5, and for good reason. He has looked really good out there.
In his last inning, he was able to work a 1-2-3 inning aided by a double play. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the first, up to 4 strikeouts as well. If the Buck train is rolling, you might as well not stop it.
Get out of the way if you're a Bourne batter. He hasn't allowed a hit today. Four walks, 4 strikeouts, and no hits to this point. Don't give me that. It's the 4th inning. The 5th.
I'm not saying anything.
It's Luke Costello, Ryan Cooney, and John LeGrande. It's taken low a ball. 1-1 count. Buckler, that was pitch number 60. We'll see where the line is drawn for Lauren Hibbs, for Ryan Buckler. He's twirled a gem so far, has allowed the free passes, but it hasn't mattered. It's 2-1 to Luke Costello. He popped up to second base his first time up. Had 2 hits last night. The pitch, hit on the ground, foul. Some action over in the Kettleers bullpen. Just in case if Buckler faces some trouble in this inning.
Appears to be Michael Gray warming up, the lefty.
He's made 1 appearance in the playoffs. It was game 2. 2/3 of an inning. Here comes the 2-2. Called strike 3. Buckler just painting the corner on a beautiful pitch.
That was one of those where you have to thank your catcher, Luke Lavin, who won that strike call, stood up, threw down to third. Another great catcher who would do that, Buster Posey, who after a borderline strike 3 call, but if it was really well placed, he'd stand up and start throwing down to third immediately, and then the umpire would call strike 3.
Savvy move by Luke Lavin. Shades of the Giants great. Now the general manager of the San Francisco Giants. What a career.
If there's a catcher you want to look up to, it is Buster Posey.
He's a great one. Strike 1 to Ryan Cooney. So Luke Costello was called out on strikes. 5 punch-outs for Buckler today. One of the higher watermarks in that total for him this year. It's 1-2. to Ryan Cooney. Buckler, a playoff hero last year, going 5 out of the pen in a game against Bourne in this exact series in 2024. The 1-2. Lifted high in the air out to center field. Bogenpol comes in to make the play. 2 down. Buckler working an efficient frame. Still under 70 pitches. Here comes John LaGrande, his second time up to bat tonight. Grounded out back in the third. LaGrande, the lefty from St. John's, had quite the year over in the red. Hit .360. He was an All Big East first teamer. Swiped 33 bags. Just a pest out there on the diamond. Chops one down the first base line. Beaver charges. And despite the slide, Beaver beats him to the bag. 1-2-3 frame for Ryan Buckler. We're going to the bottom of the fifth. 2-0 Kets. We'll turn it over to my partner, Chris Albright. The Kettleers 50-50 raffle is brought to you by 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference. Get your 50-50 raffle tickets now.
From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot at Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
The Kettleers are sponsored by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers. It's playoff baseball presented by Reader's Hardwood Supply from the beautiful Lowell Park. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Chris Albright, joined alongside Connor Shue. Cotuit hosting Bourne in Game 2 of this West Division Finals Series. The Bravos have a 1-0 series lead. Cotuit playing with their backs against the wall here today, and they've done the hard part already, getting on the scoreboard first. Cotuit trying to add some insurance. This inning it will be Ryan Farber, Landon Beaver, and Jack Natilli due up. 2, 3, and 4. All 3 of them playing some incredible baseball towards the end of the season. 3 guys that you can rely on for hits. Each one searching for their first today, however. Farber 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. Kettleers 2 runs on 2 hits today, looking for more. Farber, an incredible regular season for Cotuit. Appearing in all 40 games, he hit .278 in the regular season with 42 hits, tied for the Cape League high with Cam Johnson. The 1-2, fouled off by Farber, just throwing the hands at it to stay alive. Great discipline at the plate for Farbs. He's a switch hitter, can do it well from both sides of the dish. We've seen a lot of power from the left side. He'll tend to favor that one. Quinn Holt, who remains out on the bump, escaped some trouble in the third after he gave up a 2-run shot to Camden Johnson, walked a pair of batters, then got Von Schlegel to ground out to end the inning. Since then, he has been nails. Ground ball to first. Taking it himself will be Cade Lewis, one away. In the fourth inning, Quinn Holt retired 3 of the 4 he faced, 2 with punch-outs, and then aided by a spectacular diving catch by Cal Sefcik. Didn't surrender a walk in the fourth inning either. Had some free pass trouble early in this one. Holt is up to 6 walks on the day. Ball 1 to Landon Beaver. He's 0 for 2 today, has a pair of strikeouts. Something you don't see all that often from Beaver. We've only seen him a couple times, so we take his stats with a grain of salt, but he's done a good job swinging the stick. Sky-high pop out just outside the infield. Cooney will take a couple steps in for out number 2. Aside from the free passes and the 2-run blast, Holt has done a good job keeping damage at a minimum. 5 punch-outs. He's worked a couple ground ball double plays. Check that, only 1, but he's gotten a couple good ground outs just to get out of some trouble. Only 2 hits allowed to Cotuit today. Jack Natilli will take a first pitch strike. He's been walked twice today. 6 walks for Natilli this postseason compared to only 2 strikeouts. His plate discipline has been incredible.
I was going to say, he's really showed off that part of his game after we've seen him struggle with strikeouts throughout the regular season. He's turned a corner with the patience at the plate and has taken a lot of borderline pitches that have gone his way. His eye has certainly developed as a Cat.
More importantly, and I think for Natilli, this is something that he likes. He has yet to be hit by a pitch. And for a guy that was plunked 13 times in the regular season, that has to be nice. Count 3-1. That pitch low and away on the fastball. That's typically a pitch that we'll see Natilli try to put a swing on, but for him to lay off, he's now worked himself into a great hitter's count. This was the home run leader for Cotuit this season. The 3-1. Just clips the outside half of the zone.
It's already out of the batter's box by the time that was called strike 2. I mean, that's about as close as you're going to get, but Natilli will have to go for at least one more pitch.
Payoff pitch on its way. Belted down the line into left field. Off the wall. Natilli heading for second. He'll take a stop there. A 2-out double for Natilli.
Just smashed it down the line. Similar to the double he hit last night. This one that was laced and pulled hard down the side, right back where it came from. Just a great piece of hitting for Jack Natilli.
Had a good piece of contact on it. Wasn't high hit, stayed on a line with a lot of power, just kicked off the base of the fence. And Scott Landers will make the point to the right field bullpen for Bourne. Quinn Holt's day is done. 4 2/3 for him. We'll tell you about the new Bravo pitcher after this break. This is Playoff Baseball on Cape League TV.
Cats Baseball is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. You'll find everything you need to beautify your home at Beacon Gardens, where quality products and excellent customer service make them Osterville's premier garden center. Visit Beacon Gardens on Osterville and West Barnstable Road.
Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod coffee roasts fresh daily using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options, from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally in Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly supporting the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
You'll be ready to power up when the power goes out with generator maintenance and service from RCA Electric and Mashpee. From preventative maintenance plans to 24/7 emergency service, trust RCA to keep your generator humming. Call us or visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
A Natilli double ran Quinn Holt out of the game. A pitching change brought to you by Beacon Gardens. The new arm out there for Bourne, Jack Brown.
Brown, a righty reliever from Louisville, has made 5 appearances this summer, 11 1/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 10 hits, 4 walks. I think they're going to look for a couple of frames out of him, and it's kind of been his role all summer.
5 appearances out of the bullpen so far this season. For Bourne, the 6'1", 210 righty out of Carmel, Indiana. He's worked 11 1/3 innings in the regular season so far. Didn't appear in the first round against Hyannis, so this will be his first appearance of the postseason for Bourne.
High stakes baseball here for Jack Brown, and it's not the easiest spot. You do have 2 outs in your back pocket, but Jack Natilli just laced a double down the left field line, and he's standing right behind you over at second base. So you're just trying to control the game as much as possible and just not let him come home if you're Jack Brown.
The first batter that Brown will be facing will be Nolan Stevens. Has 7 RBIs so far against Bourne this season. That includes regular and postseason play. 4 of those RBIs coming via a grand slam over in Bourne. He's got some power in his bat.
Sure does. That was his 2nd homer of the summer. Had a few doubles as well.
The fences here at Lowell Park about 6.5, 7 feet high. Hard to get a ground rule double here if you're Nolan Stevens, but just trying to put one in the power alleys. Takes a bit of a sweeper slider type pitch for strike 1. That had a lot of horizontal break on it. Stevens today has worked a pair of walks. Cracks one foul, count 0-2.
Just got behind that one a little bit, but you saw the approach there, trying to go backside with it, and if he got the barrel on that one a little more, he probably could have sent that towards the gap in left center.
Jack Brown looking for a quick out to end this inning. The quick innings seem to be really what is helping propel these two teams into winning position. Whoever can get more of those, avoid the large chunks of damage, really in control of the game. And that's the way it's been all season long between these two. Called strike 3, breaking ball on the outside corner. 1 out, that's all Jack Brown needed. A strikeout looking. We're heading to the top of 6. Cotuit still up 2-0. Beacon Gardens is a proud sponsor of the Kets, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is your go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Go Cats!
Need an ice cream fix this summer? Stop by the Four Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit Four Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Kettleers up 2-0 over Bourne. We've hit the top of 6 here at Lowell Park on a day filled with just great baseball, great weather, plenty of people packing Lowell Park. Connor Shue joined alongside Chris Albright. Hi, Chris Albright. I guess I'm just calling the balls and strikes now. We haven't done that yet.
You want to try this at-bat?
I don't know if I want to. I don't know how well of an eye I have. It'll be 1, 2, and 3 due up for Bourne. Gavin Kelly, Cade Lewis, and Braden Holcomb. I'll give it a go as Ryan Buckler's out for his 6th inning of work. Ball 1.
Nice. 1 for 1.
Jake Brickta and I are on the same wavelength. He's behind the dish. Jeffrey Merzell, Cape League Umpire of the Year at first. Jeffrey Kinney at third. That's a ball.
It's exactly how ours have both started. It was a pitch on the border and then a ball in the dirt. Good call.
Plenty of people here. Very vocal crowd between both fan bases. Low, ball 3. Do I need to do the hand signs? No one can see me up in the booth. I'm holding up 3 on my left hand, nothing on my right. Letting everyone at Lowell Park know the count. Low, ball 4.
You had it, Red.
Ryan Buckler's 5th walk of the day. A 4-pitch walk to Gavin Kelly. That's his 2nd so far. Now we'll bring out Tim O'Connor. He makes a point to the bullpen. Michael Gray will come out after we take a bit of a break here on Cape League TV. Cotuit up 2-0 over Bourne. Ryan Buckler with 5 scoreless, no-hit innings.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things in real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 618 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Boston Hand to Shoulder are a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Top of 6 here at Lowell Park. My eyes deceived me. I read the 30 as a 38. It's not Michael Gray. It's Chase Carson. Number 30, a lefty, 6'4" out of Topeka, Kansas. Plays his college ball at Charlotte. Had 7 relief appearances for Cotuit in the regular season, working to a 5.59 ERA, and he's trying to keep it a 2-0 ball game right now.
I like him as the first guy out for Cotuit. He's had a handful of 2-inning scoreless appearances this summer with Cotuit, and he's been a guy that can just provide a little extra length to your bullpen and save a couple arms. And this is the situation where you really want him. Just bridge to the late inning high leverage.
Cade Lewis up. It will be a lefty-lefty matchup. Braden Holcomb and Riker Waite to follow. That was a close pickoff attempt. Kelly dived back safely. Gavin Kelly in the regular season, 9 for 10 on stolen bases for Bourne. Chase Carson in the regular season through 9 2/3 innings gave up 11 hits, 7 runs, 6 of those earned, surrendered 6 walks, struck out 11 batters, a K/9 rate just above 10. Couldn't get the swing and miss on that one. The official Cape League scoring website has Michael Gray on it as well. I'm glad I'm not the only one that made that mistake.
They still haven't changed it. Now there it is,
Oh.
Chase Carson, right as I say that.
There we go.
I was going to say, that motion looks nothing like Michael Gray's up on the mound.
The 1-1. On the ground towards Farber at short. He'll take it himself for one. The relay in time. The second time today we've seen a 6-3 double play. Ryan Farber, magnificent as ever at shortstop.
He has made plenty of nice plays over there, and that one he made look easy, just flying off to his left, and he was well off balance when he made that throw, but it was a strike to Landon Beaver to retire each runner. Just a fantastic play at short.
And that officially closes the book on Ryan Buckler. 5 scoreless innings, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts for the Marston's Mills native who walked off the mound to a thunderous applause from Cotuit fans in the third base grandstand, giving praises to a man they've seen pitch for the Maroon Pinstripes for 2 summers now. Braden Holcomb, the batter. Count is 1-1 on him now. 0 for 2 today, a strikeout and a flyout. Big gap up the middle. Both Farber and Matthews playing deep in the pocket. Fouled off hard. Count now 1-2. Plenty of people still here at Lowell Park. Lawn chairs from foul pole to foul pole. Big group of fans out in center field. Shadows just now beginning to creep across the left field line, stretching towards shortstop. The 1-2, cracked on the ground. Farber's got a beat on it. Gobbles, grips, guns to first. In time. How about that infield for Cotuit? Doing what they've been doing all summer long, getting those outs. We're heading to the bottom of 6. Ket's up 2-0 over Bourne.
The Kettleers Interns and the very popular t-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Beacon Gardens is Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville and West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
You'll be ready to power up when the power goes out with generator maintenance and service from RCA Electric in Mashpee. From preventative maintenance plans to 24/7 emergency service, trust RCA to keep your generator humming. Call us or visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. Generating trust. Packed home grandstand here at Lowell Park. Patrons chanting, "Have a hit," as a young Kettleers fan carries the "Have a hit" sign. Rallying this Cotuit crowd that is hungry for a victory today against Bourne, who has knocked Cotuit out of the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. It just means a little more between these two teams.
They have duked it out in the playoffs each of the past 3 years, including this one, and Cotuit is still trying to sniff out that first series win in the past 3 years.
Jack Brown remains out on the bump. He got the final out of the 5th inning. A strikeout looking on Nolan Stevens. It will be Von Schlegel, Bogenpole, and Luke Matthews. We've talked a lot about the power in the lineup. Two of these guys, Von Schlegel and Matthews, great contact bats. Von Schlegel today, he's 0 for 2. Grounded into a force out and then grounded out to third base. Wave and a miss. Count evens at 1 apiece. Big gap between the left fielder, Sebastian Mexico, and the center fielder, John LaGrande. In fact, you look over to right, there's big gaps in both power alleys. Fly ball, foul ground down the first base line, and Lewis and Sefcik unable to get there. One and two now on Von Schlegel. This postseason, he's hitting a .133. Wrapped up the regular season hitting above 400 in 11 games for Cotuit. 1-2 inside. It was a breaking ball. Had that stayed on target, that would have plunked Von Schlegel in the thigh. The 2-2, wave and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Jack Brown. He's only faced 2 batters so far. Now a total of 7 from Bourne pitching on the day.
They've been punching tickets, but it hasn't led to success. It's still 2-0 in Cotuit's favor.
The Kettleers have 3 hits today. One of those, a 2-run home run from Camden Johnson. Other than that, it's been some quiet time at the plate for Cotuit. If there's a man that can bring some pop, it's Caden Bogenpole. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of punch-outs today. The power-hitting lefty out of Missouri State University just wrapped up his 2nd season. In each of those 2 seasons at Missouri State, he was able to work more than 50 walks in both campaigns. This summer, he's been doing the same. Finished with just under a walk per game. Ripped back up the middle, past Wade into center field. A hard hit single for Caden Bogenpole. He can tag up a baseball, put some exit velo behind it.
That's that Caden Bogenpole swing we've been waiting for. He's been a little cold in the playoffs, but that is exactly what he brings to the table when he's on his usual stuff. Just hard hit balls every time he makes contact. I mean, that was smoked right back up the middle.
Luke Matthews, who is hitting .500 this postseason, now steps up. A runner on first with 1 out. Fouled off. Matthews joining Cotuit past the first couple weeks of the season. Call it early July, and really jumped right in to the team. Finished with 21 games played as a Kettleer. He shows bunt, lays it down the first base line. It dies quick. Matthews quick down the first base line, and he beats out the throw. Blazing speed from the Golden Flash. Cotuit with 2 on after back-to-back base knocks.
Just a great bunt from Luke Matthews. It's something he's done all year. Hit for contact and bunt guys into place.
2 in prime position to advance. Well, for Bogenpol to advance closer to being Cotuit's 3rd run, and for Matthews at first to advance to scoring position. Lavin's the batter. First pitch swinging, ground ball right side. That'll be a 4-3 put out, but it puts both runners in scoring position. Lavin doing what he's supposed to. That's just get the ball over to the right side of the infield, take away any play at second or third. And now with 2 on in scoring position, the batter's Camden Johnson. Cam Johnson called CJ by the Cotuit faithful. An opportunity here in this one to really open up the scoring. Cotuit up 2-0. It's game 2 of the West Division final between Cotuit and Bourne. Johnson takes strike 1. Bourne won game 1 last night. They hold a 1-0 series lead. It's best of 3 throughout the entire playoffs here in the Cape this summer. A win here today would push play back to Doran Park tomorrow. Johnson appeared in 39 of Cotuit's 40 games this summer in the regular season. 42 hits, a batting average of .292. Johnson chops one towards first. Lewis gloves, tosses to a covering Brown. That beats out Camden Johnson. Cotuit threatening again. That threat stifled by Bourne. No runs on a pair of hits. We're heading to the 7th inning. Cotuit still up 2-0.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generatic automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod coffee roasts fresh daily, using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally in Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly sponsoring the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. They're the go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Top of the 7th. Chris Albright joined alongside Connor Shue. It's been a fun one here at Lowell Park. Plenty of great baseball being played by both teams, and it's a low-scoring one. That's kind of what we were expecting coming into this series.
It was. I mean, last game kind of felt like an anomaly. 16 combined runs, now 2 today. 2 teams that have been pitching well in different spots. Cotuit was great on the mound in the regular season. Bourne has been great on the mound in the postseason. And now it's all shaping up here in a pitcher's duel where especially Bourne has struggled to get offense going.
Riker Waite, the batter, the switch hitter, hitting righty. He fouls the first pitch off his shin. This is the first time we've seen Waite bat righty today, taking on the lefty reliever Chase Carson, who induced 2 ground balls to get 3 outs. in the last half inning. One, a double play ball to Ryan Farber, and then the other one just a straight ground out to Ryan Farber. This infield for Cotuit has been just an incredible asset all summer long. Johnson at the hot corner, Farber at shortstop, Luke Matthews at second, Landon Beaver at first. You look at Johnson, Farber, and Matthews, those are the guys that have been buckling down as this season has gone on. Fly ball out to Stevens and right. He'll make the catch. Another quick out. Cal Sefcik, who last time at Lowell Park had a 5-for-5 day.
He was just all over Kett's pitching that day. I mean, no one could stop him. Just a great contact hitter.
All 5 hits were singles, the last of which happened in the 9th inning, and then he came around to score. That was the 7th run of the ball game for Bourne. Up until last night's 11-run performance, those 7 runs were the most the Bravos scored against Cotuit in a game this season. Count is 1-1 here with 1 out. Wind whipping out to straightaway center field, now aiding the batters. We've seen a lot this season, a wind that will blow in and knock down those baseballs. Not the case today. Get something high, have it catch the gusts up there, can push that baseball another couple feet. Good breaking ball, count 2-2. Two and two the count. Carson dealing to Sefcik. Ripped foul down the third base line. Not even 2 hours past first pitch. We've been working quick through this one. Count will run full. One other game happening right now. It's the East Division final between Harwich and YD. The Mariners exploded for 6 runs in the top of the 4th. They now lead the Red Sox 6-2. 3-2 is fouled off. YD coming into that game as the 4 seed in the Eastern Division. They upset the top seed Orleans in the first round, swept the Firebirds. Then they beat Harwich in game 1 of their series. 3-2 count. Ripped in the air towards left field. Von Schlegel's got a beat, backtracks and makes the catch. Couple of flyouts to start this 7th inning for Cotuit. The batter now, the lefty, Sebastian Mexico. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded into a force out and struck out in his last plate appearance. Ryan Buckler worked 5 strikeouts in his 5 innings of starting work today. Carson hasn't been needing the punch out. That ball is ripped through the gap right side. That is the first base hit for Bourne today. No hit for the first 6 2/3 innings.
Cotuit pitching was just incredible. Forget the walks. I mean, no one could get anything going. There were some hard hit balls, but no one was really squaring up Buckler or Carson until this point consistently enough to get some base hits going.
Costello, the designated hitter, up for Bourne. Cotuit 2 runs on 5 hits. Bourne no runs on now 1 hit. A big bounce back performance from Cotuit pitching, who surrendered 8 runs in the first 4 innings last night against Bourne. Gave up 11 hits in that time frame. Needing to preserve some arms here today, should there be game 3 tomorrow. 0-1 on Costello. Game 1 of this series started at 6 o'clock. I would assume that would be the starting time of Game 3 should it happen tomorrow. That one taking place on the campus of Upper Cape Tech at Doran Park. 0-1. For Cotuit, they've had a lot of success at Lowell Park. It looked like for a second there was a chance Cotuit could be hosting this round. Hyannis, the 4 seed, beat Bourne in the first game of their first round playoff matchup. Count now 1-2. Carson looking for his first strikeout of his outing. 2 outs here in the top of 7. It's been a close ball game all game long. You can't afford for any mistakes here in the late innings. Carson has his sign. The lefty set at the chest. Costello in the playoffs hitting .273. Had a 2-hit performance last night. Got on base 3 times. 1-2. Lined right side, 1 hop to the glove of Matthews. Routine play, 4-3 put out. Bourne gets their first base hit but leaves him stranded. Cotuit still with a 2-0 lead. Stretch time here at Lowell Park. We're heading to the 3rd member of our team, Jaden Marine.
Thanks, Chris. We are heading to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Lowell Park with the Kettleers leading the Bourne Braves by a score of 2-0. And we take a picture of our pitching lines for today. Ryan Buckler went 5 shutout innings, giving up no hits, striking out 5, but he did issue 5 walks. On the other side for Bourne, Quinn Holt goes 4 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits on 2 earned runs, walking 6 and striking out 5. Those 2 runs were struck by the Cotuit Kettleers back in the bottom of the 3rd inning thanks to a 2-run home run by 3rd baseman Cam Johnson. Coming into today's matchup, the soon-to-be Oklahoma Sooner has played in 6 total games against Bourne. Along with his homer and walk earlier today, he's collected 9 hits in his 27 at-bats against the Braves, adding 5 RBIs and 4 walks as well. His speed has played a factor as he's racked up 3 stolen bases and has scored 7 times in these matchups. He's been an igniter for the Kets throughout the second half of the season out of the leadoff spot and has the best numbers against this Bourne Braves squad. We'll see if the Kets can continue to add on to this lead next.
Thank you, Jaden, for that game recap. We'll keep it right here on Cape League TV. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs presented by Reader's Hardwood Supply. Game 2 of the West Division Finals. Cotuit trying to make this a true 3-game series. Ryan Farber, the batter. It will be 2, 3, and 4. Farber, Beaver, and Natilli due up for Cotuit. The first pitch from Jack Brown misses outside, counts 1-0. The lone runs scored today from both squads. It happened in the bottom of the 3rd inning, like Jaden just mentioned. Camden Johnson with a 2-run home run. Farber swipes at one and deposits it into left field. A leadoff base knock for Farber. Hitless no more today. Ryan Farber has been producing for Cotuit, and we can say it because it's true, all season long.
He has just been an Iron Man. Played every game, and seems like he's going to get you a knock pretty much every time he's out there.
Landon Beavers up to a bevy of Let's Go Landon cheers. He's 0 for 3 today, which drops his postseason hitting down to .278. Could say that's a good problem to have. In the first round of the playoffs. Beaver hit 300, had a pair of hits last night, came around to score both times he reached base in game 1 of this West Division final. Wave and a miss. Beaver out of Phoenix City, Alabama. He was the #1 rated first baseman in the state coming out of high school. Chose to stay home, going to UAB. That ball kicks off the catcher, Kelly. Farber will take second easy. Cotuit's 3rd run of the day in scoring position now. You talk about loyalty, Beaver's got it. Alabama in his blood. Playing at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, the Blazers. A good program in that area. No stranger to see them take some midweek upsets out of big teams down south. Beaver's going to be a great bat for them this upcoming season. Can't connect on that 2-1. This summer, Beaver has appeared for 2 teams. He started his summer for the Strasburg Express of the Valley League. Now with Cotuit. Wave and a miss on that pitch, low and away. That is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Jack Brown, who came in with 2 outs in the 5th inning. The batter's Jack Natilli. In his last plate appearance, he ripped a double down the left field line. Kicked off the bottom of the fence. He's got a lot of pop. Bouncer back up the middle. Good glove from Cooney. He'll throw to first. Can't beat out Natilli. A great glove from Ryan Cooney regardless. That keeps Farber at 3rd. Should that ball have gotten into center field, there would have been a chance Farber would have rounded 3rd. Instead, Cotuit will settle for runners on the corners. Scott Landers goes out to talk things over with Jeffrey Merzel, the Cape League Umpire of the Year. Natilli safe at 1st. Farber is at 3rd. Runners on the corners, the batter's Nolan Stevens. 0 for 1 today. He's worked a pair of walks as well. Stevens, a guy who has been here with Cotuit through and through this summer. Appeared in 37 regular season contests. Take strike 1. And even if he didn't appear in every single game, Connor, his presence was an incredible asset for Cotuit. He brought the juice.
Big energy guy, just always around making noise.
He's had some good highlight catches out in right field, and we can hear his shouts from up here. He lets everyone know when he's had a good play, that's for sure. 0-1. Outside. Stevens with a pair of home runs this season. One of them a mammoth shot here at Lowell Park against Brewster. 1-1. Stevens takes. His other home run happened against Bourne. So if you make a Venn diagram, I guess it evens out to where his 2 home runs either deal with Lowell Park or against Bourne. 2-1 is upstairs. Cotuit 2 runs on 7 hits. The runners on base have been there for the Kets. They've been walked 6 times as well. Just got to bring them home. That is a walk worked by Nolan Stevens to load the bases. 7 bases on balls issued today from Bourne pitchers.
6 of those from the starter. Quinn Holt was just all over the place, and Brown was pretty tight to the zone to this point, but he's really started to break down control-wise in the 7th inning.
The Kettleers today 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position as a team. The batter Von Schlegel, he takes strike 1. Von Schlegel 0 for 3 today. Looking to get something going here in the home half of the 7th. Farber's at third, Natili's on second, Stevens is on first. Anything to the outfield could score Farber. Get it deep enough, and Natili's coming in too. 1-1. Good take from Von Schlegel. Jack Brown now up to 34 pitches in his outing. He's already worked 1 2/3 innings. He's got 3 punch-outs. Has given up 4 hits, but gotten the outs when they've mattered most. Von Schlegel on the ground towards first, and that's off the glove of Lewis. Everyone's safe. Farber scores. Cotuit's up 3-0 over Bourne.
Well, you'll take that if you're Von Schlegel. Just popped out of the glove of Cade Lewis, and now you're in a really scary spot. If you're the pitcher, Jack Brown, you thought if Lewis was going to get that one, he would have been able to gun home and go get Farber, but you lost that chance. Now there's still 1 out, and the bases are still loaded.
And the batter's Caden Bogenpole. First pitch, chopped hard foul down the first base line. The official ruling, Von Schlegel reaches on the fielder's choice, as the first baseman Lewis looked like he wanted to go home with that one. The error is charged to Lewis. E3 on that play. Bases loaded for Bogenpole. Wave and a miss. Breaking ball at 77 miles per hour from Jack Brown. He is trying to get out of some big trouble here. Luke Matthews is on deck. He is 2 for 3 today. 0-2 the count on Bogenpole. Inside off of Kelly. And they're saying that hit Bogenpole. It was inside and it took a weird hop. It was off Bogenpole. The hit by pitch brings home Jack Natili.
You'll take that. I mean, very unorthodox, but Brown just missed way inside and clipped the leg of Bogenpole. So this is slowly becoming a nightmare frame for Brown.
It doesn't show up on the scoreboard how the runs are scored. Cotuit's done a good job of taking advantage of some miscues here in this inning from Bourne. 4-0 ball game now. Matthews fouls back the first pitch. Luke is 2 for 3 today. In the postseason, hitting .533. 1 out. Middle infield for Bourne playing at double play depth. The first baseman, Cade Lewis, pinched in, playing off the bag. 0-1, flared into shallow center field and down. Stevens will score. Von Schlegel holds at third. Everyone moving station to station. The Kets are up 5-0. Luke Matthews continues to deliver as a Kettleer.
Just having an incredible postseason. Another run driven in and a 3-hit day. He's had multi-hit games in every Kettleers postseason game.
Scott Landers goes out to talk with Jack Brown. The Kettleers bats had been present today. Coming into this inning, Cotuit had 5 hits, just 2 runs to show for it. Now the floodgates have opened. Cotuit has plated 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 innings today with crooked numbers, Connor, and that has been the key to Cotuit's success all throughout this season.
It has been. The runs have tended to come in bunches, and we've seen that happen against Bourne earlier this season. The first time the Kettleers got them, they scored 4 in the first inning and 2 in the second. In the second win, it was a pretty close game. It was only a 1 or 2 run score, but Cotuit blasted it open with a 6-run 7th, and after that, there was no chance.
The batter's Luke Lavin, and he takes ball 1. Lavin 0 for 2 today. He was walked in the 3rd. That put him on base for Camden Johnson to bring in off a towering shot to right. Lavin cracks one high in the air towards deep center field. Legrande's got a beat on it. He's deep in the outfield. Tagging and scoring from 3rd is Von Schlegel. A sacrifice fly from Luke Lavin. Cotuit has plated 4 in the 7th. They're up 6-0. Scoring in bunches has been what Cotuit has been doing all season long. And now with 2 outs, the batter is Camden Johnson. 1 for 3 today with a pair of RBIs. He is also walked. Fouled off the first pitch. Cotuit this postseason has had 6 multi-run innings across the 4 games they've played. Count 0-2 now on Camden Johnson. They've had more innings scoring multiple runs than they've had innings scoring 1 run. Cotuit gets runners on the base paths in an inning, and when they get one across, it seems that one will follow pretty much every time. The 0-2 outside. And that's been one of the best assets for Cotuit. Just knowing when to take advantage of a team. Johnson, the batter. Wave and a miss. As the catcher Kelly will fire down to first. Cotuit plates 4 in the bottom of the 7th. Ket's up 6-0 over Bourne. We're heading to the 8th. It's game 2 of the West Division Finals here on Cape League TV.
Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod coffee roasts fresh daily using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally in Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly sponsoring the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
Beacon Gardens is Osterville's premier garden center. You'll find everything you need to beautify your home at Beacon Gardens, where quality products and excellent customer service make them Osterville's premier garden center. Visit Beacon Gardens on Osterville, West Barnstable Road.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, brings you to the Kettleers' top of the order. They're the go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Top of the 8th at Lowell Park. Cotuit running up the scoreboard in the bottom of the 7th. Ket's up 6-0 after a 4 spot. Just about 5 minutes ago. Deep fly ball to right center field. Stevens back, and it's off the fence, settles at the base of the wall. Heading for third is Ryan Cooney. No throw there. It's a leadoff triple for the second baseman for Bourne.
It's not what you expect off the first pitch coming out of that inning, but Bourne is clearly in an attack mode right now.
Well, after seeing the Cotuit offense take the money from the cookie jar and run in the past half inning, you've got to be on attack mode after that one. The batter now, John LaGrande, hitting from the 9 spot. He's 0 for 2 today, but when he gets on base, he is a threat on the base paths, a smart base runner, and a quick base runner. 21 for 27 on stolen bases in the regular season. Chase Carson coming into this inning at 24 pitches, trying to keep that pitch count low. Jonathan Edelman warming up in Cotuit's bullpen right now. Grounder up the middle. That will score a run. Matthews, the throw to first in time. Bourne gets their first run across today, trying to chip into this Cotuit lead. LaGrande with yet another RBI.
But Luke Matthews made a heck of a throw to save the infield single. He was ranging away from the bag and just tossed it across his body perfectly over to Beaver to get one of the quickest guys in the league.
1 out. Now Carson will get a bit of a blank slate. No one on base. Leadoff man Gavin Kelly's up. He's 0 for 1 today. He's been walked twice in each of his last 2 plate appearances. Crowd thinning out ever so slightly, mostly in the outfield, but there's still a gaggle of people right out at center field, and that's a line drive right to the first baseman, Landon Beaver. Good reaction from him, 2 away now. A lot of quick outs today worked by Cotuit pitchers. Both Ryan Buckler and Chase Carson not relying a whole lot on the strikeouts. Buckler did get 5. Came into the game with only 14, so he upped his strikeout total on the season. Chase Carson yet to get a strikeout in his outing. He's now through 2 2/3. But Carson has only given up 2 hits, just 1 run. Count 0-1 on Cade Lewis, who is 0 for 3 today. Rainbow curve in there for strike 2. Cotuit looking for another quick inning. Time called by the batter, Cade Lewis. He'll recollect himself outside of the batter's box.
He was displeased with the strike 2 call, exchanged some words with Jake Bricht after he knocked the ball out of Luke Lavin's glove when he was trying to make the transfer to toss back to Carson.
No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Just a bit outside. One, 2. Soft tapper back towards the mound. Carson's got it. The throw in time. Bourne gets 1 run, and that will be it. Cotuit with a 6-1 lead. We're heading to the bottom of 8. It's Game 2 of the West Division Finals, presented by Reader's Hardwood Supply on Cape League TV.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers Top of the Order is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers Top of the Order is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Bottom of the 8th, Kets due up. It'll be Farber, Beaver, and Natilli, just how Cotuit started in the 7th. And there's a new pitcher out on the mound for Bourne. It's Jackson Baker, a righty out of the bullpen. He fires a first pitch strike.
Went 2 2/3 innings in the regular season, struck out 5, but walked 7 and gave up 8 runs. Much different than how he looked at USC in 2025. 4.18 ERA and 23 2/3.
0-2 count now on Farber. Baker throws strikes. He's averaging, or was averaging in the regular season, 17 Ks per 9 innings.
Well, walked 23 per 9 as well.
0-2. Likes to dance around the zone.
You could say that.
Farber 1 for 4 today. He singled in and came around to score to get things going in the 7th. Ground ball right back to the pitcher, Baker. 1 away. Kettleers with 2 runs in the 3rd, 4 runs in the 7th. Turned this pitcher's duel into a bit of a high-scoring affair. And if you're looking for even more offense, over in the East Division Finals, YD is clawing back on Harwich. The Mariners' 6-1 lead, now just 6-5. Beavers up. He's 0 for 4 today with 3 punch-outs.
YD's looking to clinch a ticket to the finals at home, so they're certainly in a good spot.
Count 1-1 now on Beaver. That game over at Red Wilson Field on the campus of DY High School. They're heading to the 9th. Harwich, the away team, will try to build upon their 1-run lead. YD will look to walk them off. The 1-1 inside. The 4 teams currently in the playoffs: Cotuit, Bourne, Harwich, and YD. The same 4 final teams as last summer. That one hits Beaver on the cleat. Second hit by pitch thrown today from Bourne. That puts a runner on first with one out for Jack Natilli. Natilli 2 for 2 today, also has 2 walks. He's reached base every time. You talk about leagues with parity. Wouldn't quite say the Cape League is like that, especially as of recent. Been a lot of similar teams with reigns of success as of the past half decade or so, Bourne being one of those teams. Ripped in the air towards left field, going back Mexico. It's over his head and off the wall. Heading into third, Beaver. Jack Natilli with his second double of the day.
Natilli this playoffs has been unconscious. 3 for 3 today with 2 walks.
Runners on second and third for Cotuit. The batter, Nolan Stevens. Cotuit looking to force a Game 3 in this West Division Finals with authority. Should this game go to 3, that would be played tomorrow at Bourne. A winner take all. Stevens today 0 for 1. He's been walked 3 times today. Earlier this season, Nolan Stevens had a 4-walk game. That was well early on. Have to flip way back in the scorebook to find that one. High chopper over the glove of Cooney and into right center. 1 run will score. Here comes Natilli. Stevens is safe at second. A bases clearing double for Nolan Stevens. The Kets up 8-1 over Bourne.
This is what they needed. Just after yesterday's game, the Kettleers have responded so well at the plate, especially late in the game. 4 in the 7th, 2 more here in the 8th. The offense is rolling.
8 runs on 10 hits for Cotuit. Game 2 here at Lowell Park has turned into a stamp of authority from Cotuit's bats. Von Schlegel takes a first pitch strike. That ball pops out of the catcher's mitt of Kelly. Stevens down to third. Cotuit needed a game like this today. You put up 8 hits against Bourne last night, dropped that one 11-5. So you needed some sort of reassurance in this one, knowing that you can hang with the top team in the West, and Cotuit is doing just that. Infield tucked in for the Bravos. Von Schlegel, he's 0 for 4 today. He reached via an error in the 7th, came around to score. One of the 4 runs Cotuit plated in the home half of the 7th. Ripped in the air, sinking fast in right field, and that's down. Stevens will score easily. That ball's up against the fence. Von Schlegel's heading for third. The right fielder, Cal Sefcik, throws his hands up, says that baseball's lodged in the fence down there, so Von Schlegel will stay put at third. The first base umpire, Jeffrey Merzel, going out there to make sure that baseball is firmly out of play. And he's holding up a pair of fingers telling Von Schlegel that he has to go back to second.
I don't know about that. If Von Schlegel was around second by the time that ball got to the wall, I think he would have been into third with a throw. I think you give him 3 there. Come on.
Oh, nothing can please you, Connor. Kettleers up 9-1 off an RBI double from Von Schlegel. I guess a triple would be nice for him.
Hey, you got to be able to bring it however you can, right?
You are not wrong. Cotuit now with 11 hits on the day. Back-to-back doubles for the Kets here in the 8th. Natilli with a double off the left field fence. Stevens with a double on a bit of a blooper to center field. And then Von Schlegel, a ground rule double to right. The Kets are just peppering the baseball everywhere.
They've been hitting it hard, too. Even the one that Stevens hit that bounced over the second baseman, Cooney, was hit hard into the ground, and he hustled his way to second to get that one. No easy doubles here for the Kets.
1-2 the count on Caden Bogenpole. Bogey today, 1 for 3, was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. And that drove in a run. He's got an RBI today. 2-2 the count on him. Breaking ball into the zone, called strike 3. Out number 2 of the inning from Jackson Baker. First strikeout of his outing today. Matthews up. He is 3 for 4 today. Postseason batting average up to an astonishing .563. A postseason OPS of 1151. He takes upstairs. The only Cotuit batter with a higher OPS is Jack Natilli, and that's aided by a 3 for 2 day, or a 3 for 3 day with a pair of doubles.
3 for 2 is pretty good.
The way Cotuit's been hitting today, I wouldn't be surprised if someone is 3 for 2. 2-0 the count on Matthews. Kettleers 9 runs on 11 hits. Both Matthews and Natilli have 3-hit games. 5 other Kettleers have a hit. Get me over fastball for strike 1. These two teams have met in the postseason for the past 2 summers. Matthews works a walk, runners on first and second. They met in the first round of the playoffs in 2023. Cotuit, the 1 seed, finished with the best record in the West. That one, a best-of-3 series. Bourne only needed 2 games to knock out the top-seeded Kettleers. Bourne went on to win it all as a 4 seed in 23. Last year, these two teams met in the same spot in the second round. Count 0-1 on Lavin. Cotuit, the 2 seed. Bourne, again, the 4 seed. Cotuit got game 1 at Lowell Park, then dropped 2 straight to Bourne. Game 2 at Doran Park, Bourne won 7-4, and then here at Lowell Park in the best of 3 finisher. Bourne won 5-3. Count now 1-2 on Lavin. It's been a high-scoring series so far. Bourne won 11-5 last night. Cotuit up 9-1 here. 1-2 the count on Lavin. Wave and a miss. Baker's able to get out of the inning, but the Kettleers bats stay rolling. The Kets plate 3 more in the home half of the 8th and now stand just 3 outs away from forcing Game 3 in this West Division Finals here on Cape League TV. Hey, it's Chris, and when I'm looking for a cold treat, I go to 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Hi, I'm Connor Shue. Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
The Kettleer Interns and the very popular T-shirt toss are brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family. Chase Carson playing a bit of a super reliever in this one, and if you're Cotuit, you're trying to save as many arms as possible as the Kettleers are 3 outs away from forcing Game 3 in this West Division Finals series. That one will be played tomorrow night at Doran Park in Bourne on the campus of Upper Cape Tech, home of
the Rams.
Chris Albright joined alongside Connor Shue. It's been a pleasure to bring you more Cape League baseball here today. Postseason baseball is always fun. Just an added special feature just being up here on Cape. It's been a great game for Cotuit. 9 runs on 11 hits. Bourne 1 run on 2 hits. Didn't get their first hit until the 7th inning. First pitch is swung on by Braden Holcomb. 0 for 3 today. He was struck out swinging in the first inning. Count 1-1. YD getting close to walk-off territory. It's the bottom of the 9th at Red Wilson Field. The Red Sox trail the Harwich Mariners 6-5, but have a runner on first with 1 out. The winner of this series would take on the winner of the Harwich YD series in the Cape League Championship. 2-1. Fouled. You don't want to get thinking too far ahead, but plenty of history between all 4 teams still in the playoffs. .45 local time, 2 hours and 45 minutes past first pitch, and it's been action-packed. That one just misses outside. Count runs full. Three and 2 the count to Braden Holcomb. Wave and a miss. Chase Carson's first strikeout of his campaign starts off this 9th inning. Cotuit 2 outs away from evening up this series. Riker Waite the batter. 0 for 2 with a walk. Fouled back. Barring an 8-run comeback from Bourne, Game 3 will take place at 6 p.m. tomorrow. The winner moves on to the Cape League Finals. Bourne trying to get back there for the 5th straight year. Cotuit looking to get their 18th Cape League championship, their first since 2019. A lot of good names on that roster from that year. I believe that was Nick Gonzalez's year as a Kettleer. He's now with the Pirates.
That guy's a baller. Cape League MVP. I think he hit a round. He was like Jaron Advincula, was close to that 400 threshold.
Fly ball towards left field. Von Schlegel coming in, diving and making the catch. 2 away. Cotuit just 1 out away from claiming Game 2 of this series with authority. The final threat for Bourne, Cal Sefcik, looking to extend this game just a little bit longer. The Kettleers 9 runs today, 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th. Plenty of crooked numbers on the scoreboard for the Kettleers this postseason. Cotuit has only needed 2 arms today. Ryan Buckler going 5, Chase Carson through 3 2/3 so far. The 0-1, grounded foul. Ket's 1 strike away. A dream game for Cotuit. A win with authority. Your bats have woken up and you've only needed 2 pitchers so far. Cotuit trying to set themselves up for a great Game 3 tomorrow. The 0-2, fouled back. Three playoff series in 3 summers between the Braves and the Kettleers. 2 of the top teams in the West duking it out again. 2 outs here in the top of 9. Carson dealing to Sefcik. And Sefcik can stay alive, spoiling yet another pitch. Plenty of Cotuit fans still in attendance. They're on their feet in the third base grandstand. Claps and cheers echoing throughout Lowell Park. Patrons cheering on the maroon pinstripes. Chase Carson looking to slam the door on Bourne tonight. The 0-2. Popped up high in foul ground. Chasing it, calling for it. Beaver, ball game! Cotuit beats Bourne 9-1 here at Lowell Park. The Kets live to fight another day. Game 3 of the West Division Finals tomorrow at Doran Park. Must watch Cape League baseball here in the West Division.
The Kettleers just turned around and did exactly what Bourne did to them yesterday. Put up a handful of crooked numbers to beat up on the Bravos 9-1. That is how a team responds.
No more than 24 hours ago, Bourne beat Cotuit 11-5. The Braves scoring 8 runs unanswered to start that one. Cotuit took their time, scored 7 in the final 2 innings that the Kets took a bat in. Built up a 6-0 lead before Bourne finally got a run across the plate. And then just for added insurance, Cotuit tacked on 3 more in the bottom of the 8th. The final lines today. Bourne 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error. The Braves left 4 on base. The Kettleers 9 runs on 11 hits, no errors. leaving 12 on base. The winning pitcher will be none other than local legend Ryan Buckler. 5 no-hit innings. Did not allow a run to start this ball game. Losing pitcher will be the starting pitcher for Bourne, Quinn Holt.
Sorry about that, partner, but that's exactly what you're looking for from your starting pitcher. He did allow the walks, but it didn't really matter. He just put out every single fire he was in and just twirled a gem. No hits, no runs, 5 walks, but he struck out 5 to counteract it. And that's why he was the co-pitcher of the year for the Kettleers alongside Peyton Manka.
The Kets don't die. The Kets do not die. A team that has been battle-tested, bruised, and banged up all season long, and it culminates to this. When you're gasping for air at the end of the season, fatigue has hit you like a truck. Every pitch, every at-bat is a battle, and Cotuit won a lot of those battles tonight.
I mean, they sure did. On the pitching side, it was perfect, and things were quiet bats-wise until we got a little later into this game, the 3rd inning. They started off with a couple of runs, and then the 7th inning came, and the floodgates opened. 4 runs for the Kets. All 9 hitters came up to bat. And then in the 8th, 3 more to nail it down and just unload a decisive 9-1 victory. Again, that is how you're supposed to respond to an 11-5 win from Bourne. So I think we're in for a close ball game tomorrow. Each team traded blowouts. Now it's time for things to get a little bit gritty.
Gritty is the right word, and it's going to take a gritty win from either squad to walk away victorious tomorrow. Neither team has announced a probable pitcher. You can play a guessing game of who's who, what's what arms will be going tomorrow, but in reality, these two managers, Scott Landers and Lauren Hibbs for Cotuit, have a lot of thinking to do.
And we look at tomorrow, I think we can deliberate a little bit. I feel like if you're the Kettleers, there's 2 arms that you have in mind at first, and one of them, I think it would be a little tough to bring him out there just with how much he threw his last time out. Peyton Manka is the guy I have in mind. He did pitch in Game 2 in the first series, and that was, only 3 games ago or 3 days ago. So I think it would be a little bit too much just to rush him out there and give him the ball because, his arm's probably killing him. He went 6 shutout and threw, I think, around 80 pitches. So he's probably laboring a lot. You might look to Max Haug, who started Game 1 and went 3 innings, so his arm is a little bit fresher. And then you could even look to a guy like Kide Atatui. He pitched in that game number 2 against Wareham, and he went 3 innings out of the pen, but he was really efficient, threw around 40 pitches, so he's a guy you could potentially bring out there. He has starting experience, but I feel like that's your 3 right there if you're Cotuit, right?
If you're also the Kets, you can even flirt with the idea of running a bullpen game. Cotuit only needing 2 pitchers tonight, or going more so advanced guys out of the bullpen. Just try to get a couple innings here and there. Don't let anyone see the lineup twice, more so. So, these 2 coaches, well-seasoned at the collegiate level. Lauren Hibbs with plenty of experience at the NCAA level. Scott Landers has been doing phenomenal stuff with Bourne in the playoffs in his tenure. So these guys know full well what's best for their team. And no matter who's on the bump, no matter who's batting, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be whoever can dig a little deeper, whoever can just find more fire beneath themselves, really take away just any chance that the other team has.
I think I have an idea who might be coming out for that Bourne side, too. Matthew Shorey threw 5 innings in Game 1 of the Hyannis series, and he made a start against Cotuit earlier this summer. That was the 10-3 win, and I think he gave up 3 runs in 4 innings. Struck out 7, but got tagged up by Kettleers pitching. But aside from that, he's been pretty good this summer, so I think he's a guy you're definitely looking at on the Bourne side to potentially get the ball in a decisive Game 3. But time will tell, Chris.
We'll be excited to see what the pitching matchup will look like tomorrow. Again, that game at 6 o'clock local time, taking place at Doran Park on the campus of Upper Cape Tech. And a winner-take-all, Game 3. Win, and you're in the Cape League Finals. Lose, and you head back a little bit earlier than everyone else. And if you're looking at the East, that series is pretty close as well. YD did tie it up in the bottom of the 9th. That game heading to extra innings, 6-6 the score in that one. Don't need to do a lot of scoreboard watching. You're just trying to figure out who you might be playing in the Cape League Final. But for here tonight, just plenty of good takeaways for Cotuit. A lot of stars of the games. Pretty much could go with anyone. Buckler did incredible. 5 no-hit innings. Chase Carson slamming the door shut, going 4 out of the pen. Pretty much everyone in the Cotuit lineup card, you can pick something good that they did. So overall, just a good team win.
Cam Johnson had his first homer. Jack Natilli went 3 for 3 with a couple of walks. Luke Matthews had 3 hits and a walk. Nolan Stevens had 3 walks and a double, drove in a couple of runs. Looking at the lineup card, 6 Kettleers drove in at least a run, and then the other few really contributed in their own way. Everybody except for 2 Kettleers, Caden Bogenpole and Luke Matthews, scored a run as well. So it just speaks to the team mentality of the Kettleers and how everyone helps everyone, and that's what's really propelled them to almost every single win they've had. It's just everybody seems to contribute when the Kettleers are going off. It's never just a couple of guys. It is a full team win every time.
Connor Shue, any final thoughts from this 9-1 win for the Cotuit Kettleers?
Deciding Game 3 tomorrow. Join us on Cape League TV. I think that's all I got to say.
Thank you all for joining us wherever you're watching or listening from. It's always a pleasure to be joined by great company here on the Kettleers Digital Network. A special thank you to everyone who makes this possible. A special thank you to the members of the Kettleers intern team just for showing up day in, day out. For Riley Lewis and Sorka Lewis, our producer and director. For Jada Marine, the 3rd member of our team. For Connor Shue, my partner, I'm Chris Albright saying good night from Lowell Park, where the Kettleers win Game 2 of the West Division Finals.